How you doing? Dave Clark from InspectCheck.net. Just wanted to make a brief video on something that came up talking to some home inspectors and even myself, obviously as a home inspector. Being on the inspection and you see something that you just don't know. Okay, it's as simple as that. Or you're not clear on it. I see this sometimes with electrical, because we know electrical. There's different ways that things can be done that are considered legal or acceptable, even plumbing, so roofing, ventilation, there's a lot of things that go on, So when you're on a home inspection and you say, I don't know, I have to tell you that drives me nuts to do that. And, you'll see that a lot of home inspectors feel, and I think the clients feel this way, too, that we know every single thing about every single aspect of the house and everything that's new out there, everything that's 150 years old, construction, everything in between. Think about that for a minute. It's kind of daunting when you think about it. We know everything from the roof all the way down to the foundation and everything, all the systems, everything in between, every single thing. And I think that that's really not fair. I think we should know as much as we can. And I think we should have as much education as we can. And absolutely, if you're weak in an area, you should pursue that through education, through any type of training you can get to not be weak in that area, right? We all have areas that we're stronger in and weaker in for sure. So we should definitely work on that. But look, we're on the inspection and we see something we're just not sure of, right? We'll use a main service panel. It's wired in such a way. I'm not going to go into an exact thing, but it's happened to me. It's happened to many inspectors out there. If you've been doing this for a while, it's happened to you. There's no reason to panic. Just be honest. Don't try to, come up with some crazy idea, solution, or, this is that, or this is that. Call an electrician. I don't know. Look, it's acceptable to say that, and I'm not going to compare us to a doctor, okay? So this is not a doctor. But if you go to a doctor for a diagnosis, something, your knee's hurting you, your back, whatever it is, you're rarely going to get it right then and there. It's usually not going to happen. They're going to send you to a specialist, or they're going to take x-rays or CAT scans or whatever they do, and it could be weeks before you actually have an actual diagnosis and an action plan, right? So it's okay to say, I'm really not sure with that. That's not something I've seen. I haven't encountered this before. And you don't have to justify and say, I've done so many inspections, but I just haven't seen this one. I don't care if it's your first one. If you haven't seen it or you're not clear about it, say that. Say, I'm not sure on this. This happens once in a while. It's something that's maybe a little unorthodox, or at least unorthodox to me, something that I'm not familiar with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to research it. So take some pictures, take a lot of pictures, make sure even serial number pictures, if it's something that's an appliance, and say, I will get back to you. Let me research this and I will get back to you. And I think they can respect that, and what I say to you is make sure you get back to them. I would do it ASAP. That would be a priority for me. Try to get back to them within 24 hours or so if you can. Definitely get back to them, and it's something that no one's comfortable with, but it's okay. And then adjust your report accordingly. If you didn't include it in the initial report, I think I would hold the report back till I did. But if I didn't, then I would amend that report. And in the report, whatever that subject was, that area was, I would put unable to complete inspection on this particular, furnace or this particular main service panel. I'm doing further investigation, and I'll amend the report accordingly, or amend the report on, tomorrow's date or whatever you want to do, and then do that, of course, right? So, and one of the best ways, best things I can tell you is education. Take continuing education. I have a story. There's a lot of things out there. We put on a conference every year, and we had a master electrician coming in from out of state who was actually downstate, but he's one of the best in the country and brilliant. He's well received every time he comes, and the guy's an expert on the NEC. I can give you his credentials, but I don't have enough time. And we had this all set up, and I get a call from a fellow home inspector that says, I'd like to come, but that's my golf day, and I'm really weak in electrical. This is him telling me I'm really weak in electrical, really weak, and I'd love to see this guy, but that's really my golf day. Okay, to me, I don't understand that. So if you're weak in something, pursue it, research it, and I would say if you try to get back to them within 24 hours. If you just don't know, if you don't have a network, most of us have a network. Talk to other home inspectors. That's why it's so great to be involved with other home inspector groups. And I get texts from people all the time. What's this? And if I don't know, I have a couple of electricians that I know. I got plumbers. I have people in networking groups and all that who I can send that to and say, hey, what do you think of this? And people will respect that, right? Again, we want to be accurate. So in order to be accurate, we have to get that a closer look. And don't be afraid to say, I don't know. It's not a sign of weakness, okay? It's a sign that you're trying to do your best for your client, and they will understand that. We have tips like this in Home Inspector Boot Camp. It's free. You can go to inspectcheck.net, sign up for Home Inspector Boot Camp. We also have tech tips in our newsletter that we send out every month. And also at inspectcheck.net, you can sign up for that newsletter, and we have all kinds of great tech tips. All right, we'll see you again. Take care.